You're listening to the Stanton News Flash with Theodor Reech on Stanton 101.
Howdy, folks, and welcome back to SNF, the Stanton News Flash, here on Stanton 101. This is your old pal Theodor Reech, coming at you from the heart of the Stanton system. Usually, we're spinning yarns and playing tunes about the open void and the simple life. But today, we're going to talk about something that's happening right now, folks. Something that's shaping the very future of these corporate-owned skies. We're talking about the race for Stanton. Now, some of you greenhorns might be wondering what all the fuss is about, but the big four corporations that own our planets, Hurston Dynamics, Crusader Industries, ArcCorp, and microTech, they're in a real dust-up. Not with blasters, mind you, but with cargo manifests and mining lasers. It's all about this thing they're calling a regen crisis. Sounds fancy, don't it? Probably just means they've used up too much of something and need more. Happens all the time when you got folks digging and building like there's no tomorrow. The Imperator herself, Addison, has put out the call for scientific resources, and these corporate giants, they see an opportunity. A chance to show who's top dog, who can really deliver. And the prize? Well, that's a big one. The right to name the new jump point connecting us to the Pyro system. Think about that, folks. A whole new highway into the verse, and one of these corporations is gonna get their name stamped on it. That's a legacy right there. They've put out the call, and folks like us, the everyday haulers, the miners, the folks who know how to get things done, we're answering. We're out there, retrieving, mining, defending, hauling resources for whichever megacorp we choose to throw our lot in with. It's a real scramble, a true space-age gold rush. But instead of gold, it's raw materials and data.
Stanton 101. Hands up for good music.
What you said last night about how them corporate towers block out all the starlight. But I got something to tell you, something you need to know. There's more space out there than they could ever own. 'Cause baby, we're starbound, starbound, past every gate they build around. The whole dang universe is ours to find, leave the small worlds behind. We're starbound, starbound, bound.
Listen up, honey, let me paint you a picture clear. While they're counting credits, we're counting light years. From Terra to microTech, from Crusader to Pyro. Every system's got a place where free spirits can go. They got their mining operations, the trade route control, but they could a price tag on a wandering soul. Pack up that old ship, fuel her up real good. We'll find our own way like true pilots should.
'Cause baby, we're starbound, starbound, past every gate they build around. The whole dang universe is ours to find, leave the small worlds behind. We're starbound, starbound. Mira las estrellas, amor, brillan para nosotros. Cada planeta nuevo, cada luna que nos espera. No importa lo que digan, el espacio es libre. Vamos a volar juntos hasta el infinito. They can have their stations, their factories, their freight, but they can't own the void between here and fate. Every jump point's a doorway, every system's a chance to write our own story in this cosmic dance. that are rising where the corporations end, and our freedom begins.
So, this race for Stanton, it ain't just about hauling cargo. It's about what each of these corporations stands for. You got Hurston Dynamics down on Stanton 1. Those folks, they're all about weapons and mining. They've bled that planet dry, polluted the skies so bad you can taste the industry. For them, it's about proving they can outproduce anyone, no matter the cost to the environment or the folks living there. A tough crowd, but they get the job done, if you don't mind the cough. Then there's Crusader Industries, up there on Stanton 2, with their beautiful floating platforms and those massive starliners. They're the shipbuilders, the ones who make the big birds fly. They pride themselves on being a good employer, and their part in the race is probably about showing off their logistical might and their ability to move mountains of material, or in their case, entire shipyards. Down on Stanton 3, you got ArcCorp. Now that planet, it ain't a planet anymore. It's a factory. The single most industrialized planet in human space, they call it. ArcCorp's all about manufacturing, terraforming, exploration. For them, this race is just another day at the office, proving they can outbuild and outprocess anyone. Every inch of that world is built upon, so you know they don't waste a single credit. And finally, microTech, out on Stanton 4. Cold, beautiful, and home to all that high-tech gear, especially your Mobi-Glass. They're the brains of the operation, the ones who make the fancy electronics work. Their contribution is probably all about precision, efficiency, and showing off their cutting-edge tech. They like it cold out there, keeps their servers running smooth. So, depending on who you sign up with, you're either breathing Hurston dust, dodging Crusader starliners, navigating ArcCorp's endless cityscape, or freezing your tail off on microTech. Each one has its own flavor, its own challenges. But for us space truckers, it's work. And work means credits. And credits, well, they keep the quantum drive spinning.
Stanton 101.
There's a driver I know, named Jake. Takes a long run through the void, for heaven's sake. His rig hums through the darkness, mile after mile. Been hauling freight since he was just a child. Out there in the black where the stars don't shine, he's burning through the years, one fucking haul at a time. Radio static and the engines drone, that's the sound of a man who's always alone. Always alone, always alone. That's the sound of a man who's always alone. Coffee's gone cold in his thermos cup, communications are down, can't call home up. The navigation screen shows another 3 days through this godforsaken stretch of empty space. Out there in the black where the stars don't shine, he's burning through the years, one fucking haul at a time. Radio static and the engines drone, that's the sound of a man who's always alone. Always alone, always alone. That's the sound of a man who's always alone. Got a picture of his girl taped to the dash, but she's probably moved on and spent his last cash. The company don't care if he makes it back, just another ghost ship in the endless black. Out there in the black where the stars don't shine, he's burning through the years, one fucking haul at a time. Radio static and the engines drone, that's the sound of a man who's always alone. Always alone, always alone. That's the sound of a man who's always alone. Always alone, always alone. That's the sound of a man who's always alone. Always alone, always alone. That's the sound of a man who's always alone.
Hey, before we dive back into the thick of it, just a quick word from your old pal Theodor. You're listening to Stanton 101, the only station that brings you the real stories and the best tunes from across the verse. If you're liking what you hear, if these stories resonate with your space truckin' soul, do us a solid. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up for whatever you like here, or leave a comment. It helps us keep the lights on, the music playing, and these comms open for all you fine folks out there. Every little bit helps us keep on trucking for you.
You're out there somewhere in the black. Coffee cold, ain't looking bad. Hauling cargo star to star. Tell me, baby, where you are. These quantum blues got me down. You're a million miles from town. Engine hums but heart beats slow. Miss you more than you'll ever know. Miss you more than you'll ever know. Miss you more than you'll ever know. You said the money's worth the wait, but I'm here counting every day. Radio static, empty bed. Wish I could reach inside your head. These quantum blues got me down. You're a million miles from town. Engine hums but heart beats slow. Miss you more than you'll ever know. Miss you more than you'll ever know. Stars don't shine the same way, and you're so far away, and you're so far away, and you're so far away. You're chasing credits in the void, while I'm here getting so destroyed. Promise me you'll make it home. Can't do this life here all alone. These quantum blues got me down. You're a million miles from town. Engine hums but heart beats slow. Miss you more than you'll ever know. Miss you more than you'll ever know. Coffee cold, ain't looking back. You're out there somewhere in the black. You're out there somewhere in the back.
You're tuned into Stanton 101, and this is Theodor Reech. We're talking about the race for Stanton, that big corporate showdown that's shaping a piece of our system's future right now. The race is still being fought, folks, and the naming rights for that new jump point are still hanging in the balance. It's showing us that even with the UEE's common laws on the books, it's these corporations and their private security forces that really call the shots out here. They're the ones who decide what gets built, what gets mined, and sometimes what gets polluted. It's a wild frontier, even with all the fancy tech, and the rules are often written by the folks with the deepest pockets. But it's also showing the grit of the common folk, the haulers, the miners, the pilots who put their rigs on the line. We're the ones who make this system run, no matter who owns the dirt. We're the backbone of this verse, and events like the race for Stanton just prove it. We adapt, we hustle, and we keep on trucking. That's the spirit of the old Wild West. Just traded horses for quantum drives and dust for vacuum. It's a constant balance, this life, between the opportunities the big corps offer and the challenges they create, between the freedom of the open space and the rules of the corporate-owned planets. But hey, that's what makes the verse interesting, right? Never a dull moment.
You're listening to Stanton 101.
Clock in every morning, same old routine. Boss man's got his orders. Know what I mean, but I've been thinking lately about what's out there beyond these walls. Corporate chains, cosmic dreams, nothing's quite the way it seems. They can own the ground we walk, but they can't own the sky. Corporate chains, cosmic dreams, universe is bigger than it seems. There's a whole wide world out there, just waiting for us to try. Suits and ties deciding what we can do, making all the money while we're working through. But I've been saving up my credits for a ship that's mine, take me far away. Corporate chains, cosmic dreams, nothing's quite the way it seems. They can own the ground we walk, but they can't own the sky. Corporate chains, cosmic dreams, universe is bigger than it seems. There's a whole wide world out there, just waiting for us to try. Every star's a doorway, every moon's a chance to break free from the grind and take our own stands. They can keep their contracts and their company line. The galaxy's calling, and that freedom's mine. Corporate chains, cosmic dreams, nothing's quite the way it seems. They can own the ground we walk, but they can't own the sky. Corporate chains, cosmic dreams, universe is bigger than it seems. There's a whole wide world out there, just waiting for us to try. Corporate chains, cosmic dreams, there's a whole wide world out there, just waiting for us to try.
Pirates on my scanner again, got my back against the wall. But I ain't worried at all, 'cause my preacher's standing tall. When trouble comes knocking, bada boom, bada bang, let your preacher do the talking. Preacher guns, faith in every shot. Available at Astro Armada and select retailers across the first.
Jumpers Depot, we lift you up again.
After long hours in the black, find your home between the worlds. Rest and relax. We are your sanctuary in the stars.
Quick stop, hot drop, Big Benny's hits the spot. Quick stop, hot drop, the best that I've got. Hey, don't go wherever you are in the stars so far. Always there when I need my noodle superstar. Big Benny's your quick stop, hot drop.
The views and opinions expressed on Stanton 101 do not necessarily reflect those of our sponsors, partners, or affiliates.
You're listening to the Stanton Newsflash with Theodor Reech on Stanton 101.
All right, folks, just about out of time for this news flash, But before we go, I want to thank all of you out there listening in. Whether you're on a long haul to ArcCorp, mining in the Aaron Halo, or just kicking back on Orison, you're part of this big, crazy family we call the Verse. The race for Stanton is a big deal, folks. A real moment in our system's history as it unfolds. It's showing us the power of the corporations, sure, but it's also showing the power of the individual. The pilot, the miner, the hauler. The folks who get out there and make things happen. We're the ones who truly shape this frontier. One jump point, one cargo run, one honest day's work at a time.
You know there's dirt beneath my nails, darling. Like soil that won't wash clean no more. Been breaking rocks since I was barely walking. While you've been counting coins on distant shore. Hurston dust and Crusader gold. Same stars, but different stories told. Shine bright while I grow. Hurston dust and Crusader gold. Ask me why my hands are always shaking. Why my cough echoes through the company hall. While you're sipping wine and fortune making. I'm just trying not to fall. Hurston dust and Crusader gold. Same stars, different stories told. Shine bright while I grow. Hurston dust and Crusader gold. Same stars above us, darling. Same stars above us all. But some of us are falling, while others stand tall. Hurston dust and Crusader gold. Same stars, but different stories told. Shine bright while I grow. Hurston dust and Crusader gold. Hurston dust and Crusader gold. Hurston dust and Crusader gold. Same stars but different stories told. Hurston dust and Crusader gold.
You're listening to the Stanton News Flash on Stanton 101.
Keep your comms open, your shields up, and your heart true. We'll be back with more stories, more tunes, and maybe a few more laughs. Until then, stay safe out there and keep on trucking. This is Theodor Reech, signing off.
Stanton 101. Hands up for good music.
Back home was red, soil and sky so clear. Plow in my hands, never knew no fear. Mama would call as the sun dipped low. Told me, boy, you go where you're made to go. Cornfields whisper, stay right here with me. But that deep blue cosmos keeps calling me. These boots were made for zero G. I was born to leave this gravity. Strapped in tight, the stars agree. These boots were made for zero G. Oh, la, 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 la. Letters from home say the cows get out. A brother in the barn fixing fences now. But duty's a song ringing out so true. Porch side windows show a different view. Mama's voice echoing in memory, while my boots go floating silently. These boots were made for zero G. I was born to leave this gravity. Strapped in tight, the stars agree. These boots were made for zero G. Oh, la, 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 la. Yes, the field's a field where the stars are wheat. Every row you walk, you leave some dust or heat. From earth to orbit, I still hear home in me. These boots were made for zero G. These boots were made for zero G.
Stanton 101.